Hi, I'm Bluey, and I'm going to show you how I made this scrap paper journal today. So to start with, I found a bunch of different papers. I've got notebook papers, I've got cardstock, printer paper, construction paper. I have other papers that I just like, including like paper bags. Step number 2 is going to be to trim the papers. I trimmed them to 8.5 by 5.5 inches. So that's the size I want my journal to be. I had this paper bag that I wanted to use, so I just deconstructed it, kind of pulled it apart at the seams, removed the handles, and then just trimmed it down with scissors so that I could get it in the paper trimmer easier. So here I have all the different papers that I have trimmed down to the same size. You don't necessarily need to trim them all to the same size, but I just wanted that for my journal. Next up, I'm organizing them so I don't have the same papers next to each other, just putting them in a random order how I want to be able to use them in the journal. So this is the machine I'm going to use to bind the pages together. It's a comb binding machine, and I actually found this in the discard section of the library, so that was a pretty cool find. So next up, I'm going to punch all the holes into the pages of the journal and try and keep them in the same order that I had them. It's not a huge deal, but since I organized them, I'm going to try and keep them in the same order. Here are the binding combs that I'm going to use. These are about the biggest ones that I have. There's quite a lot of pages in this journal, so this is the one I'm going to use. Here I'm opening up the binding comb so that I can add the pages to it. I'm going to start at the back of the journal, adding in the back pages first and then moving towards the front. For most of the pages, it doesn't really matter which way around they go. However, for some of the painted pages or the paper bag pages, I want to keep those a particular way, so I want to make sure that those go in the journal the correct way. I have my quality checking assistant here, just making sure everything's looking good. Now I'm adding in the final few pages and the front cover. Then I'm going to close up the binding, and we're mostly done. The final step is just going to be to trim off that excess comb binding. Here it is, the final finished journal. I love how this came out. I like the assortment of papers, and it's a really great size.